Hey everybody, it's Jackie. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a good day today. I wanted to do the eyeshadow palette tag part 2, which was created by one of my favorite YouTubers, Samantha March, and also Allie Glines. Now she did this about a year ago, part 1. I've got it in my playlist under favorite eyeshadow palettes, but this is all about my favorites. And if you just tuned in to my all palettes from 2021, you're gonna see some of the same ones, but some not. So let's get started. The first question on the part 2 was, what is your all-time favorite palette? And this might seem like a surprise, but my all-time favorite palette, the one that I wear all the time, is my Pat McGrath Mothership 1 Subliminal. Now this was the first Mothership that Pat McGrath came out with, and it looks like a basic neutral palette, but it does have this pop of blue in it. And when you put this transformative shade on it, it is absolutely stunning. I use the black and this lavender shade, and I make my signature blue smoky eye. And I use this underneath for the pearl on my brow bone as an inner corner highlight. And I never would think that I would pick a neutral palette as my all-time favorite, but I use this palette constantly. This Blitz Blue is so pretty. Let me just do a little swatch. It is so gorgeous, but then when you take this corner shade and put it on top, it totally, look at that. See what I'm talking about? Anyways, I'm not gonna swatch them all. And I never even like blue eyeshadow, but that is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath, Mothership 1 Subliminal. Okay. So the next question is, what is your new favorite palette? And in 2021, I discovered Adept Cosmetics. And I recently purchased the Ninhydrin palette. Now I ordered it last year, but I just got it about a week ago. And this is a beautiful shimmer. It's got a few mattes in it, but I really, really love this palette. It's my new favorite, and actually Adept is my new favorite brand. Let me just swatch a couple for you. They kind of feel like Super Shock shadows. Let me go ahead and get the blue. But look at that. Just do it next to my Pat McGrath. I'm just going to be doing some swatches. Aren't those pretty? I just love it. Now, if Cleona Cosmetics made a palette, that would probably be my new favorite, but they don't. They just make singles. But my new favorite is the Adept Cosmetics Ninhydrin. And you'll notice that the packaging is like the Natasha Denona Lila palette with the stitching, and it's nice and slim. I really love it. You can order it now if you like, and I highly recommend the Adept Cosmetics Ninhydrin palette. Okay, so my next palette, the question is, which palette do you have for the memories? And that goes to the Sydney Grace collaboration with Mel Thompson, the Tiny Marvels palette. Now, I don't care for the shades in this palette. I think it'll be real pretty for spring, however, with the pastels. But I bought this and I keep this because I love Mel Thompson. Mel is my favorite all-time YouTube creator. I still refer to her videos. When I was looking to buy the Natasha Denona Retro palette, I watched her video. When I was looking to buy the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions eyeshadow palette. I went back and watched Mel's video. I can't even talk because I get choked up. But this is the palette that I purchased for the memories. You might be able to get it on a restock on Sydney Grace's website. All the proceeds go to the family. So that is my palette that I keep for the memories. The next question was, what is the most underrated eyeshadow palette? And that is an easy one for me. I absolutely adore this palette. Now, I'm going to show you the palette that I use on a regular basis. And the palette that I'm talking about is the LA Girl Pro Mastery palette. It is a pink and berry toned palette. This one is well loved and it's a hot mess. So here it is. You can see I have used it a lot. Let me show you. I have a backup which is pristine. So you can still get this over at Ulta. It's all the pinks and berries you will ever need. The pinks are stunning. This is the reason why I didn't buy a lot of pink palettes. And I love it and I use it so much. The shimmers are great. The tones are great. You have your lights, you have your darks that you can use for liner and brow bone. And this is by far my most underrated palette, LA Girl Pro Mastery. Let me show you some of the swatches on this. Let me get some of the deeper ones. So if you're looking for a pink palette, I highly recommend checking out LA Girl Pro Mastery. It's been out for a while. I did see it last week inside my Ulta store. If you can't find it, go to the LA Girl website and you can still get it. And this palette's $15.99. Okay, next is the palette that's not your favorite, but you can't get rid of. And for me, and I know this is going to be unpopular, is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This palette I want to love, but it's just a little too cool tone, and maybe because I have an olive undertone, it just looks ashy and makes me look dead. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Glam. And I know it's a lot of people's favorite. I don't know. I need to keep trying. So, sad but true. Okay, so next question is favorite collab palette. And that's easy. That is the Angelica Nyvquist Club Nebula palette, which is her collab with Kaleidos. Was easily my favorite because of the quality of the packaging. You can see the texture and the foiling, and it's very, very sturdy. It's got a nice mirror in it, and it has all the beautiful greens, dark greens, mattes, shimmers. I just love this palette so much. So if you missed out on getting Club Nebula, Angelica's coming out with a new collab with Odin's Eye, and it's going to be part of the legendary Diversa collection, which last year we had the Fancy Face Tina palette, the Hummingbird palette. We had the collab with Judy, the Red Dragon palette, And then we also had from Annette's Makeup Corner, Annette's Giant Wolves palette. So that's a larger palette than any of those, so we don't have pricing information yet, but it is coming out on Valentine's Day, and it's a green, pink, and yellow palette. It's absolutely stunning. There's videos out right now on Angelica's channel and on Annette's channel. I think, yeah, Judy's got one as well. So keep an eye out for the new Angelica Nyvquist collab with Odin's Eye, the Gila palette. So next, the favorite in 2021, and for me, that was the ColourPop Orchid You Not palette. Now, this is only a $14 palette. It's still available at ColourPop's website. Comes with a mirror. It's in the plastic packaging. And I love this. This is an amazing pink and berry tone palette. The pigment it's there. You want to be very careful. Just use a light hand to start out with and build it up. But this is an amazing berry tone palette. And if you did skip out on retro, you skipped out on the Naughty Nude palette by Huda Beauty, Orchid You Not is a fantastic choice if you're looking for a pink and berry palette. And that was my favorite from 2021. You can check out my playlist if you'd like to see last year's favorites, or if you'd like to see more favorite eyeshadow in my playlist below. Okay, so next, the question was the palette that you did not expect to love. And for me, I put off buying this because I wasn't impressed with what I saw online. But then when I went to Sephora and saw it in store and swatched it, I was blown away. The palette I'm talking about is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Now, this was Huda's palette that just came out right before the Sephora sale. So I was walking around trying to find a new palette that I could purchase for 20% off. And when I saw this, I absolutely fell in love. Now, this is a gorgeous palette. This would be perfect for spring. It has a lot of pink pastel shades, but the standouts in this palette for me were the shimmers. They're much finer in quality than the comparable Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Now, they do make a really good companion to each other. This is Mercury Retrograde and this is Rose Quartz. You can see how they make really good companions to each other. The Rose Quartz, I feel, is a mix between Mercury Retrograde and Naughty Nudes. But you can see that the particles and the shimmer is a lot less flaky and more refined. So your metallics really give a smoother appearance. Now, Mercury Retrograde is on sale for $32 right now in the clearance section at Sephora. So if you want to pick up one or the other, perhaps you would like that instead. But let me just show you some of these. Look at that. Are those not beautiful? I'm going to run out of arm. Not the best swatches ever, but that is Huda's palette. So pretty and so stunning. I love that. So good. So definitely surprised that I love Rose Quartz, but I do love it and I'm glad I bought it. Next, the palette that sparks joy. Now, this is another one from Adept Cosmetics. This is the Adept Cosmetics, again, in the Natasha Denona-like packaging with the stitching. This is Amunet New, and I just got this. And this, oh my God, I love this palette. Look at this. They make a light version and a dark version. This is the light version. I just love this. You've got a couple of grungy, it's kind of grungy. I don't know. When I just opened it, I was like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I think if I created a palette, it would look like this. I just love it. It does spark joy. You've got this matte plum here that goes with this matte in the metallic in the corner. You've got this green here. It's kind of a duochrome that goes with this green here. And then you've got this grungy kind of olive green over here. I'm just gonna show you some swatches. And these are kind of like Super Shock shadows. Oh my God. Look at that. I don't know, I've been hearing some things about Adept cosmetics that aren't so favorable, and I don't know what the deal is, but I've already bought these, and it is what it is. So anyways, I'm gonna enjoy my makeup here, and you know, I'll find out what the tea is and we'll go from there. But here's some more. Oh my God. Like freaking. Everything from Adept I like. I have the Kodan palette, the Plain Jane palette, and now these two. So yeah, I'm loving Adept cosmetics. So this sparks joy for me. And again, this is the Amunet new light palette. I think you can go to Adept Cosmetics. It's based out of Aurora, Colorado, and you can pick these up. I can't remember. I think they were $65. You can use a code. I think Amy Loves, because Amy Loves Makeup. You can get 10% off. But anyways, those are my channels and that I watched the Adept Cosmetics. But anyways, this sparks joy for me. Okay, next, what are the newest palettes to your collection? And this I can thank Samantha March for. Now, I didn't buy it. Samantha has her favorites with this brand, but I recently found this is another brand that I just got these, haven't tried them yet. But this is from Sigma Cosmetics. I picked up, and they, you know, Sigma makes the brushes, but they also make eyeshadow. And Samantha March, and it's funny because since this tag was created by Samantha, she's why I tried Sigma. So the Untamed, it's got black flocking on it. They were having a sale on these, so I went and picked these up. Has a nice little protector. And then you have your mirror, and every palette comes with a brush. I like that. I mean, Urban Decay used to do that, and they don't anymore. But I do appreciate a brush with a mirror, even if I don't use it. But look at the shades in the Untamed. Again, this is the kind of thing I go for. I haven't tried it yet, but I really like it because it's got a black. I always like a black in a palette, and I always like, this is a perfect transition shade up here. You've got some really nice buff pinks, you've got some oranges, and then you've got some greens, again the lighter and the dark green. You got some golden mustard, a couple more really nice pinks, and then you've got a blue and another transition shade. So I really like this palette, and it actually looks a lot like my Adept palette. And this is the kind of color story. They do look very similar. This is the color stories that I'm drawn to. I just love the darker, richer tones. But I bought two on the same day, so it counts. That equally new to my collection is this looked really pretty to me as well. The Cinderella palette from Adept. This is just gorgeous. Look at how pretty this is. Again, it comes with the nice plastic over it and the mirror. And look at this color story. Is this not gorgeous for spring? So beautiful. Again, you've got a dark shade. You've got some rosy pinks, oranges. You've got some nice sparkles. I love the blue brush. It looks like a Cinderella palette. Very nice. You've got kind of an aqua blue here, a green, a nice deep navy, a very beautiful purple, and then this nice gold up here. I really like this Cinderella palette, and these palettes from Sigma are my newest palettes in my collection, and I can't wait to try them. So the very last question, last but not least, what was the first palette you wore in 2022? I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what I was doing, but it was probably this one. So I'm going to go with it. And it is the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. Now this is a palette that I didn't expect to love this palette either, but I absolutely do. I wear it a lot for work. I especially love these yellows in the middle paired with the neutrals. You can go light or dark. I have brown eyes. It looks especially good on brown eyes. And this is a palette that I use a lot more than I ever thought I would, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Just wanted to pop in real quick with a quick little video of all my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Absolutely love eyeshadow. It's my candy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what your favorites are, because I might be missing one. Or tell me what I'm missing out of Glam. If Glam is your thing, and Zul's I think it is, tell me what shades you use, and I'm gonna make your look, and I'm gonna try to get something going with this Glam palette, because I can't make it work for me. But it's Natasha Denona. I gotta try, right? Okay, well that was really fun. I appreciate y'all watching and checking in with me and leaving some comments. My name is Jackie. Please like, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Check out my playlist for more. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.